delivering one blockbuster after the other.
People are like the film, and or any sort of appreciation is really makes you feel great.
She's ruling the box office with hits like Dr. G and Thank God.
I think all these factors were very exciting for me when I said yes to the film.
NewsX proudly recognizes Rakul Preet Singh for excellence in entertainment.
Hello and welcome. I'm Rakul Preet Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX as part of our NewsX A-List segment. We have with us well-known actor Rakul Preet Singh, who is receiving a lot of praise for her recent performance in Dr. G. Rakul, firstly, welcome back to NewsX and congratulations on the success.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so glad that people are like the film, and or any sort of appreciation is really makes you feel great. So yeah, it's great.
Yes. Just tell us about what's one of the best compliments you've received so far for your performance. A lot of good reviews coming in from critics and fans.
I've been reading a lot of reviews since morning, and I think what really makes me happy is a lot of people felt that, every film I'm getting better, which is what my endeavor as an actor is. And, you can only do that when you get those opportunities. So I'm so glad that I've got those opportunities, and people are not disappointed by the same. And they're liking Dr. Fatima's role. And there are people who really, like this morning, I had messages from a lot of media people saying that they love Dr. Fatima, and that this is possibly one of the best roles of mine. And I was like, really? Wow, because it's very different. It's very different from a runway and Tere Pyar De, which were also very highly appreciated. So I'm very happy that that difference they can spot and they like it.
Okay. Just now talking about the film and why you chose it, just taking you a bit now into memory lane, when the makers came to you about this film, with the script and your role, what was the X factor for you? What clicked? What made you say yes?
So what made me say yes was, of course, the fact that first and foremost, that the script is very different. We've seen campus dramas, but we haven't seen it from this lens. This is a medical campus drama touching upon a lot of layers, actually. The subtext, if you understand, of the film is actually breaking the patriarchal society. In a certain sense, and I thought it was a very fresh approach. I thought the characters, every female character except for Ayushman, every other person who is his pillar is a woman. Whether it is my character or Shifali ma'am's character or his mother's character or even the little girl, everyone has a very important say in the main storytelling. So it's never about the length, or it's never about is it completely my film, but what are you doing in the film and what is the value your role brings to the film. So I think all these factors were very exciting for me when I said yes to the film.
How was it like working with Ayushman Khurrana as well? He is really a wave of fresh air in the industry, really, with his performances and with these unique choices that he's making. How was it for you on sets with him?
Oh, fantastic to work with him. He is a full Punjabi at heart, and we both had a lot of similar things. About my mom's from Chandigarh, he's from Chandigarh. We would crack Punjabi jokes and speak in that slang which not a lot of people understand, the Thet Punjabi. So we really got along on that. On food conversations, and I think he comes with such an amazing energy on set. It's amazing to work with someone who adds so much value to a scene, who brings 100% to a scene, without any airs about who he is and what he's doing, and it's amazing.
Yes, and just taking off from what you were just saying about the fact that there are so many female protagonists in this film, and they're all playing a role in breaking these stereotypes, in breaking patriarchal concepts and norms. And that's something we're seeing in the country as well, do you believe?
Right.
So this is a sign of course, changing times in the industry, that there are, more roles like this being written for females like you, female good actors like you. But also what we're seeing in India around us, with women breaking stereotypes and the glass ceiling, and also India breaking out of patriarchal concepts.
I think it is a great, refreshing change. I think the change has begun. We still have a long way to go, but not just the industry. I think globally we're seeing that phenomena where a lot of women are taking power positions, whether it's CEOs of some of the top companies, whether it's women, the vice president of the United States as a woman, and
And now India's president as well is a woman.
India's president as well as a woman. And I just feel that it's great because I honestly believe that feminism is actually not about hating men or male hating. It's about giving equal opportunities to both men and women. I think credibility is what should define your power position and not the gender that you belong to. And that's also what Dr. G speaks about, that a doctor is a doctor irrespective of the gender that the doctor is from, talking about the male touch losing, or talking about doctor hota hai, male or female nahi. So I just feel that it's a refreshing change. I think we still have a long way to go because it's still limited to, I feel, the cities and the first world countries, and but I'm very hopeful that it will change because it's begun.
Yes, no doubt. I loved your trailer. I saw it the other day, of course, when I was watching a movie. I haven't seen the film as yet. I promise to go and see it very, very soon.
Yes, and please watch it in theaters.
100%, 100%. And, but डॉक्टर जी आपके फिल्म का नाम है, और वाकई में पूरे इंडिया डॉक्टर जी ही बुला रहे हैं उन सबको, स्पेशली आफ्टर द लास्ट 2 years, because we all saw how doctors, nurses, the medical staff were our heroes in this time. So essing these characters for you, how was that, especially after living through these last 2 years where literally they were our saviors?
It's amazing because I'll tell you, essaying that character, we are just doing, I think, not even 1% of what they do, just to sort of witness their life. And just imagine if we have Friday jitters, just imagine the jitters they have before they entered an operation theater, and that's why doctors are considered as gods, because your life, your biggest essence of being is in their hand. And I think they are our true heroes. And we all should really celebrate doctors. They don't have a day or night, there's call of emergency and the doctors are there. And we're blessed to have some amazing doctors in our country and worldwide. And I think they're true heroes. And I don't think we in any way are doing anything close to what they do in real life. But it's great to make a film which talks about their efforts. And if people, like I spoke about subtle messages, a lot of people will understand that, there's a medical code of ethics in the film, what the pressures that a doctor goes through, and help them understand that they need to be celebrated.
Okay. Couple of other questions now before we close. Firstly, how your birthday was. We saw you celebrated your birthday recently. How was that?
But that was fantastic. I was shooting, and so I was shooting on 9th and I was shooting on 11th. So I had a day party for my birthday, just with a couple of friends who were there, and co-stars and things like that. And it was great fun. I still feel puffed up from the birthday cake that I've hogged on. But it was great.
Yes. And there's a lot to celebrate, Rakul, because, you are everywhere, and rightfully so. We just met, of course, for Runway 34. Before that, of course, you had Attack as well earlier in the year. I saw you at Liberty, at a Liberty event as well recently. You're appointed a brand ambassador for them. That ad is also all over. Now, Dr. G, of course, there's still Thank God to go again. That's another trailer I saw in the theater the other day. So good time for you, and a lot of busy work. And all these films are so diverse, do you also believe, Rakul? Because each film is very different. You were just saying about Dede Pyar De and Runway, and now of course Dr. G and Thank God is also very, very different. So is that a conscious choice? Is it something that just happened? How do you look at it?
I think a little bit of both, Uday, because what happens is that if you put out that intention, I think the kind of scripts you start attracting is what you want. I, of course, want to be diverse. I don't want to be limited. Oh, she's good for songs and 2 scenes, or just that. I believe that I can be versatile. So if I can do, not many people get the opportunity of doing a Runway also, and then doing a Dede also, and then doing a small town Dr. Fatima as well. So I know, and then the film that I was just shooting is again one of those glamorous, rom-coms, and one of those. So I feel that I want to do everything. So the intention is that, I want to do hard-hitting cinema. I want to do films that I shoulder on my own. And then I want to do the masala entertainers, the Nach Gana, the Hindi films, Siti Wala films. So I'm just grateful that I'm getting those opportunities. And there is somewhere that intention, and I think that's why it's happening.
And you're also, interestingly, also dabbling both still in the South, because you did a lot of successful films in the South early on in your career. And now suddenly the South is being celebrated so much more. So firstly, how do you look at that trend? And also, how has it been for you balancing both the industries and both the language, all the languages, not just both actually?
I would have loved to balance way more, but with 5 releases this year in Hindi, there's only that much you can do. Unfortunately, there's only 360 days in a year. Otherwise, I'd love to do 5 films in Telugu and 5 films here. And because Telugu is my home industry, I always say that, I am who I am because of the Telugu film industry. And because I began there, I sort of evolved there, understood my craft better. And so I am trying to as much as I can. There's Indian 2 in Tamil, which is ready. There's another film called Ayalan with Shiva Karthikeyan, which I've shot. There's another film with A.L. Vijay, which is a digital film that's done. But not as much as I can juggle. But yes, I'm sort of enjoying this new playground here. So
and also, how do you react to the trend of suddenly the South being the buzzword?
Amazing. So I'll tell you what, I think South has always been making great cinema. There have been remakes happening from really long, and it's a conversation that has now begun because owing to the pandemic, a lot of people had the time to sort of get exposed to the regional content, from everywhere. So which is why the Marathi cinema also benefited, the South cinema benefited, so people are just more, they got access to these different films, and which is great, I feel, because the boundaries have blurred. And I think in a country like India, where we're so culturally rich, if you get the best of every world, we can make such amazing Indian cinema, which could create history internationally, because we're possibly the only country so rich in diverse culture, and coming to think of it, it's amazing. I think we can make some great cinema.
No doubt. Well, keep it up. And final question, Diwali plans, or are you just saying thank God?
I am saying thank God for everything right now. I'm in that mode. And Diwali is thank God. So ye Diwali hogi thank God wali. And pre-Diwali is the Dr. G Diwali. So it's a missed work. And nothing better than celebrating your work, honestly, on a festival for me.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.